I'm trying to finish up the videos for the day. I'm going to run through, for the weekend, I'm going to run through the 2-year-olds. ACDC continues to train in Ontario, and again, I figured mid-December to later December, he'll be ready to go. Aunt Sarah is beginning to train this week. I believe she's beginning to train this week. There was no super rush on those horses to get them ready to go. With respect to Aunt Sarah, there'd be no point in really having her ready to go before the first of the year. And even as I said, the first part of the year. Blue Rare will come back in December-ish. I guess I should have had these down. Around December, we'll have Blue Rare back into the barn. Capistrano Night starts training next Wednesday. We just went over this with Amy and I and Jason this week. Capistrano Nights will probably start training her. Actually, no, not this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, she starts training. Cherry's Girl will remain out until first of the year. We'll bring her back in. It was really nice to buy her sister, the Father Patrick filly, at the sale. They look similar. The other filly is maybe a little bit longer and not quite as tall as I remember Cherry being when we brought her in, but still very big, very good looking fillies. Degas will be out till the first part of the year. Also, there's no rush to bring her back in. She just went out, let's call it November 1st. Well, no, we watched her last race when we were in Harrisburg. So yeah, she won't be back in until mid-January. We'll bring her back in. Diosa della Danza will come back in December, the first part of December also. Actually, I think I had her slated to come in a little bit earlier. It'll be somewhere around November 15th to December 1st. We'll bring her back in. Don't Ask Again, same type of timeline for her. Dune, same type of timeline for her. Also, Head to Know is training right now in Ontario. Just starting back training here in the next week, I believe. Hanger 1 is at the field. He'll come back in. I told Andy, you know what, I don't see the horse enough. You see the horse every day. When you think he's ready to start back jogging, that's when we start back jogging. As far as training, if your track's fit, you can train him some slow miles. And then as we get to go a little bit faster, we'll bring him into the meadows and plan to have somebody ready to train with him. I'll go over on a race day, early on a race day, and we'll train a couple of horses together. That's the plan with Hanger 1 right now. So we've modified some of the training throughout the years. But this would be one of our most modified training with another trainer in a farm by himself. He's not by himself. There's lots of horses there, but in a farm where he's not in a group setting, so to speak. We'll train him back as delicately and as lightly as we can. Highest Honors will come back in the next... I think I had him November 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Most of these horses will be back in by December 1st. The ones that have gone out a little bit later will be closer to Christmas or the New Year. I think the latest ones that come in will be Jailbird Jog, and those horses, those will be later in January, mid to late January. In New York, training now. They said he trained good last week. I want to plan to go over to Ontario and go with this horse at some point. I liked In New York. I've always liked In New York. So we'll see how he is. J.K. Maga will come back in another month from the field. We'll start him back up. Jolene Hall, same type of thing. Mid-December, we'll get Jolene back in and back going. Judy's Money, we'll get all the time in the world. Only because she had a rough 2-year-old season. She chewed up that left hind leg a little bit from interfering. I'm going to say somewhere closer to mid-December to Christmas for Jolene Hall for Judy's Money to come back in. Leland Hanover is back training now in Ontario. Lifting Legend will be back out. And as I say this, I know a couple of people message me and say, well, Anthony, you say he'll come back in or back. Do you have any notes? Do you have anything to comment? They're out in the field. And there's not really anything to comment when the horses are out in the field. They're on rest and relaxation. They're out eating grass. They're playing in the field. There's not really any updates other than that. Lifting Legend falls right in there. The same. He'll come back in mid-December. I think we'll bring him back in. Love Sensation training now in Ontario. Harry said she's been training good. This would be her 4th training trip this week. I don't think he's gone any speed with her. She'll likely be ready to go. Today is the 9th or 10th of November. She'll likely be ready to go just before Christmas. I would imagine Love Sensation to be ready to go, ready to race. Megan's Lucky Days back jogging now. She won't even start training until December. So she'll be back in. She'll be ready to go first of the year probably, or thereabouts. Millie Girl, same thing with her. My Name's Swaney will bring her in 1st of December. You won't see her ready to go until February. Neuromancer's training now. I trained him myself on Friday. I thought the horse trained well, and was it Friday? No, it was Saturday. It was yesterday. I trained him. He trained well. He's going to need about 3 or 4 or 5 more stiff trainings like that before we start worrying about where he is, what he's ready to do, what he is, what he isn't. Those things will be answered probably mid-December, late December. We'll have a better idea of that. He'll be ready to race by mid-December, I believe. Perfect Thought qualified yesterday. She is going to be the last one to come in, actually. She is going to race in the 3 Diamonds in November. She's not even going to come back to the barn until late January, early February. Pretty Eyes and Lies started to train the other day. She was coming off the track when I was going on. Jason said she trained well, but again, first training trip back. Rico Tubbs will not even come back in until he's fat. He looked a little skinny. He always was a bit of a light carrier for his weight. I know that Shauna is working hard on getting him bulked up. So she'll tell us when he's ready to come back in. He's scheduled to come back in first to mid of December, but that may even be pushed back to the 1st of January if that's how long it takes her to get the weight on him. Rosa and Bobby is training right now. I'll probably train her on Wednesday. Amy said she'd be a little bit of a handful still, but more sharp than erratic, which I'm fine with. I have no problems with that. We'll see how she trains Wednesday. I'll likely go with her myself on Wednesday. Royal Duchess will come back in December 1st. I'll bring her back in December 1st. Royal Flush Deal is training right now in Ontario and getting a little heavier in the training. So I suspect he'll be ready to go December 1st. He'll be one of our first horses ready to go. I know Jason trained him the other day and said he trained very, very good. McGuinness in Ontario. So I was happy with what I heard with respect to Royal Flushdale. Simply Chaotic should start training soon, I believe. I would say if he hasn't now, he will be in the next week or so. Solidarity is training in Ontario. I haven't heard anything about Solidarity, good, bad, or otherwise, which is a good thing this time of year. If I heard there was some problems, he was pulling, he was hot, he was doing this or that, I would be the first to know, and I haven't heard anything about Solidarity. So he's back training. Steady Volo won't begin training for another couple of weeks here in Ohio. Sterling Hanover won't even come back in until December 1st. He'll bring Supermind in with him on December the 1st. Sweet Lake has begun training in Ontario. I believe she trained well the other day. Tomboy Strong will bring back in either November 15th or closer to that December 1st, somewhere in that range. Uncle Danny will come back in December 1st. Woodmere Bullet is likely back in now, jogging with Jamie Smith. I haven't talked to him yet about Woodmere Bullet, but I'm sure he's back in. And then, of course, Zena Kemp just went out. She'll be ready to come back in around Christmas time. So those are your 2-year-olds in training, when they'll be back, what they're doing, what our plans are. Most of these horses I would expect to have ready to go again late January into February, but we'll see how things play out with respect to our 2-year-olds turning 3. Be back in a minute with the 3-year-olds and the racehorses to talk about.